Did you know that after the age of 60, the body can lose up to 40% of its muscle strength if you do nothing? This is called sarcopenia, and it's directly linked to falls, joint pain, and even accelerated aging. But here's the good news. There are 5 simple but scientifically proven exercises that can restore vitality, protect your bones, and even improve brain balance. And 5 exercises you should never do after 60. Exercise number 5. Sit and stand from a chair. Leg weakness is one of the biggest enemies of independence as the years go by. It ranks among the leading causes of falls in the elderly and often begins silently. First comes the difficulty getting up from the couch, then the effort to climb a step, until even simple tasks start requiring assistance. Regaining and maintaining lower body strength is essential for preserving autonomy and confidence. Studies from Harvard Medical School confirm that regularly practicing the sit and stand movement can reduce the risk of falls by up to 31%, showing how an apparently simple gesture can become a highly effective prevention tool. A striking example is that of a 72-year-old woman who had trouble even getting off the couch without support. After just 3 weeks of doing this exercise daily, she not only managed to stand up more easily, but also began climbing stairs without needing help. This rapid progress highlights the power of a simple but effective workout. To do it, choose a sturdy chair, preferably without armrests. Sit with your feet hip-width apart and firmly on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward to help with balance. Slowly stand up without using your hands until fully upright. Then return in a controlled manner to the starting position. Ideally, perform 10 repetitions per set, gradually increasing over time. This exercise strengthens the thighs, glutes, and core at the same time, improves posture, and increases stability while walking. More importantly, it restores confidence in daily activities, like climbing stairs, reaching for something on a shelf, or simply getting up to answer the door. Easy to perform, accessible to everyone, and incredibly powerful, this movement proves that it's never too late to regain strength and independence. Exercise number 4. Slow and mindful walking. Sedentary behavior is one of the biggest enemies of health, as it compromises blood circulation, promotes pressure buildup in the arteries, and significantly increases the risk of serious diseases like stroke. The human body was made to move, but modern routines, combined with aging, often lead to long periods of inactivity. That's exactly where slow and mindful walking comes in as a powerful, simple, and accessible exercise for everyone. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity revealed that seniors who walk just 20 minutes a day can improve cerebral blood flow by up to 15%. This finding shows that strenuous effort isn't necessary to gain real benefits. Consistency in small doses already brings about profound transformations. An inspiring case is that of a 68-year-old man who decided to include daily walks in his routine. After just 2 months, he noticed a natural reduction in blood pressure without needing to rely on new medications. This result is no exception. Each mindful step helps strengthen the heart, balance blood pressure, and oxygenate the brain. To practice, there's no need to worry about speed. The key lies in consistency and awareness of movement. Walk slowly, feel your breath flow, and pay attention to the contact of your feet with the ground. With each step, imagine you are feeding your arteries with vitality and giving your brain a bath of oxygen. This simple habit helps control blood pressure, improves circulation, strengthens cardiovascular health, and also brings emotional benefits such as stress reduction and a sense of well-being. More than a physical exercise, slow and mindful walking is a daily invitation to care for the body and mind in an integrated way, without haste and with lasting results. Exercise number 3, heel raises. Loss of balance is one of the most concerning signs of aging, as it turns even the simplest steps into potential fall risks. One of the major culprits is the weakening of the calf muscles, which act as true stabilizers with every movement. When neglected, they leave the body vulnerable, compromising safety when walking, climbing stairs, or standing for extended periods. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have shown that strengthening the calf muscles can reduce the risk of tripping in older adults by up to 50%, an impressive statistic that proves how prevention can come from an extremely simple action. Furthermore, case studies revealed that just 2 weeks of practice were enough to improve balance in patients over 65, restoring confidence and safety in daily movements. To perform the exercise, simply support yourself on a wall or chair to maintain stability. Slowly lift your heels, rising onto the balls of your feet. Hold for 1 second at the highest point, and then lower in a controlled manner, avoiding a sudden drop. Ideally, do 12 repetitions per set, increasing as your strength improves. This exercise not only strengthens the calves, but also improves blood circulation, helps reduce leg swelling, and trains motor coordination. It's like creating a fall insurance policy, reinforcing the body's foundation to face the challenges of daily life with stability. Simple, practical, and accessible to all, this movement can be done at home without equipment, yet with results that directly impact health, mobility, and self-confidence. Exercise number 2, wall push-ups. As we age, the loss of muscle mass in the arms and shoulders becomes one of the biggest obstacles to maintaining independence. Simple tasks like carrying grocery bags, lifting pots, or even opening a jar lid become challenging when the upper muscles don't receive proper stimulation. The good news is that strength can be regained, and one of the safest and most effective exercises for that is the wall push-up. Research published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine showed that older adults who regularly train their upper limbs have a 25% lower chance of developing chronic pain, especially in the shoulders and back. This data reinforces the importance of keeping the arms and shoulders active to reduce discomfort and preserve the body's functionality. An inspiring story comes from a 70-year-old man who, after just 1 month of doing wall push-ups daily, was able to carry his grandchildren again without feeling any pain. This example shows how simple movements can restore not just strength, but also the joy of living important moments with autonomy and confidence. To perform it, stand facing a wall with your feet shoulder-width apart. Place your hands on the wall at chest height with your arms extended. Slowly bend your elbows, bringing your body closer to the wall, and then straighten your arms again to return to the starting position. Repeat 8 to 10 times, always controlling the movement and keeping your breathing steady. Wall push-ups strengthen the arms, shoulders, and chest, improve posture, and also engage the core to stabilize the torso. Since it's a low-impact exercise, it's safe even for beginners or people with limitations, yet it offers consistent results when practiced regularly. Simple, accessible, and transformative. It's a true key to maintaining independence in daily life. Exercise number 1, floor glute bridge. Weakness in the hips and lower back is one of the main enemies of mobility after age 60. It not only causes persistent pain, but also affects posture, increases stiffness, and can even limit simple daily movements like getting out of bed or walking long distances. The floor glute bridge exercise is one of the most effective ways to fight this issue by activating essential muscles for stability and restoring vitality to the body. Researchers at the University of California have proven that performing glute bridges can reduce lower back pain by up to 40% in people over 60, by strengthening not only the glutes, but also the core and lower back. The movement creates a kind of natural belt that protects the spine and better distributes loads during movement. An inspiring case was that of a 74-year-old woman who had been living with chronic lower back pain for over 10 years. After including glute bridges in her daily routine, she reported significant improvement within the first few weeks, regaining energy and confidence to perform simple tasks without fear of pain. To perform it, lie on your back on a mat or soft surface with your feet flat on the floor and knees bent. Keep your arms by your sides. Slowly lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold the position for 3 seconds, feeling the activation of your glutes and core, then lower yourself slowly without letting your hips drop suddenly. Repeat the movement 10 times. This exercise requires no equipment and can be done anywhere, but it offers powerful benefits. It strengthens the lower back, activates the glutes, improves posture, and creates a solid foundation for other movements. Simple, accessible, and transformative. It proves that small daily habits can restore strength and freedom to the body at any stage of life. Now that you know the 5 exercises you should do after 60, let's talk about the 5 exercises you should never do after 60, and that you need to know about before it's too late. Exercise to avoid: traditional sit-up crunch. Although it was once very popular in gyms, the classic sit-up, and where a person lies on the floor and lifts the torso until the elbows touch the knees, is one movement that people over 60 should not perform. That's because it puts enormous pressure on the lower back and neck, areas that already suffer natural wear and tear with aging. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic and experts in geriatric physical therapy warn that this type of movement increases the risk of herniated discs, lower back pain, and cervical injuries, especially when done repeatedly or with poor form. Additionally, it's not the most effective way to strengthen the abs in older adults, as it recruits the hip flexors far more than the deep core muscles. For those who want to safely strengthen their abs after 60, there are far more effective and protective alternatives, such as the modified plank with knee support or isometric abdominal exercises using a chair, which engage the core without putting strain on the lower back. The key is simple. As we age, we must prioritize exercises that protect the joints and spine, strengthening the body without creating unnecessary risks. The traditional sit-up, although it may seem harmless, can be costly for those already dealing with bone fragility or joint wear. Exercise number 5 to avoid: deep-weighted squat. The deep squat, with heavy weight, very common in gyms, requires the person to lower their hips below knee level while holding a barbell or dumbbells. While this movement is effective for young athletes, for those over 60 it can pose a high risk to the knees, hips, and lower back. As we age, joint cartilage naturally wears down and bone density tends to decrease. This type of exercise can place excessive strain on the knees and increase the chances of meniscus injuries, joint pain, and even falls during execution. Furthermore, balance issues common in this age group make the movement even more risky. Studies in geriatric orthopedics indicate that high-impact exercises with exaggerated range of motion, such as deep, heavy squats, do not offer benefits that outweigh the risks for seniors. The ideal approach is to opt for safer variations, such as chair sit-to-stands or mini squats supported by a wall or chair, which strengthen the legs and hips without overloading the joints. The rule is clear. After age 60, it's best to prioritize exercises that promote strength, stability, and mobility safely, avoiding movements that could compromise already sensitive joints. Exercise number 4 to avoid: high-speed treadmill running. Running on a treadmill may seem like a good idea for staying fit, but after age 60, this exercise can become a real enemy to your joints and safety. The repetitive impact of running, combined with the unstable surface of the treadmill, significantly increases the risk of falls, sprains, and injuries to the knees, ankles, and hips. Sports medicine research shows that the impact of running accelerates cartilage wear in older individuals, potentially worsening cases of arthritis or joint inflammation. Additionally, at higher speeds, any imbalance can result in serious falls and fractures that drastically affect quality of life. This doesn't mean walking should be abandoned. On the contrary, slow and mindful walking or outdoor walking on flat ground are much safer, more effective alternatives that still provide similar cardiovascular benefits without the same risk. The key after 60 isn't to run fast, but to stay consistent, safely. Short daily walks strengthen the heart, improve circulation, and maintain mobility, all without straining the joints or exposing the body to dangerous falls. Exercise number 3 to avoid: heavy deadlift, traditional. The deadlift is considered one of the most complete strength training exercises, but for people over 60, it can pose a major risk. That's because the movement requires perfect spinal alignment and strong stabilizing muscles. Any mistake in form or excess weight can cause serious lower back injuries, herniated discs, and even compression fractures. Orthopedic and geriatric physical therapy experts warn that with aging, intervertebral discs become more fragile and bone density tends to decrease, increasing the spine's vulnerability. In older adults, forcing this type of heavy movement can do more harm than good. This doesn't mean you can't strengthen your lower back and legs. On the contrary, there are safe and effective alternatives such as the floor glute bridge, chair sit to stands, and even heel raises, which activate similar muscles without the risk of dangerous overload. The message is clear. After 60, the focus should be on safety, functionality, and injury prevention, not lifting heavy loads. Heavy deadlifts may seem like an appealing challenge, but the cost to the joints and spine can be far too high. Exercise number 2 to avoid: jumping jack. Jumping jacks, commonly seen in aerobic workouts, may seem harmless, but for those over 60, they can become a risky movement. That's because they combine repeated jumping with quick arm and leg movements, which creates high impact on the joints and requires precise motor coordination. As we age, the cartilage in the knees and ankles becomes more fragile, and the risk of losing balance increases. Research in senior health shows that high-impact exercises like jumping are directly associated with increased meniscus injuries, sprains, and falls in this age group. In addition, sudden exertion can overload the heart in people who already have an unmanaged cardiovascular condition. That doesn't mean aerobic activity should be abandoned. Safer alternatives include stationary marching with high knees, slow and mindful walking, or even alternating arm and leg raises while standing. These provide cardiovascular and circulation benefits without excessive impact. The key after 60 is to choose exercises that improve endurance and coordination without exposing the body to unnecessary risks. Jumping jacks may seem simple, but their cumulative impact on joints and balance makes them a movement to avoid at this stage of life. Exercise number 1 to avoid: heavy leg press machine. The leg press is a machine widely used in gyms to strengthen the legs, but for those over 60, it can pose a silent danger. The movement requires the person to push a heavy load with their feet, while the lower back and knees are under immense pressure. If posture isn't perfect, or the weight exceeds one's capacity, the risk of knee injuries, lower back strain, and even herniated discs increases significantly. Experts in aging physiology point out that exercises that compress the spine under heavy load, like the heavy leg press, accelerate joint wear and may worsen existing issues such as arthritis or chronic lower back pain. Additionally, the forced range of motion of the machine doesn't respect the body's natural mobility limits at more advanced ages. This doesn't mean that strengthening the legs should be neglected. On the contrary, alternatives such as chair sit to stands, supported mini squats, or heel raises are safe and effective ways to maintain leg strength and stability without the risk of excessive joint compression. After 60, the priority should be to protect the knees, hips, and spine while strengthening the body. The heavy leg press may seem effective, but its risks outweigh its benefits at this stage of life. If you've made it this far, you now understand that choosing the right exercises can make the difference between living with pain and limitations or enjoying each day with more energy and confidence. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these exercises were you already doing, and which one did you never imagine could be dangerous? Subscribe to the channel right now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content, and leave your like. It really helps bring this information to more people who need it. Also, tell me in the comments, which city or country are you watching this video from? I want to know how far this message is reaching. Plus, share your opinion. Do you think any of these exercises could still be useful after 60 with adaptations, or should they be avoided altogether? Your experience could help others in the community.